Gizmondi Gizmo alongside Rudo. Big E calling in. It's a 3-1 loss at the hands of the Vancouver Canucks to start a 3-game road trip in what seems to be a month of road trips. They are weary. They are tired. They are under the weather, and I am not the guy that makes excuses for hockey teams, but I want you to take a moment and think about when you have the flu. And I want you to think about how getting from couch to bathroom to bedroom to fridge is an endeavor. And then multiply that by like 10,000 in an NHL hockey game. These guys are still really sick. They are. I know it for a fact. It's not an excuse because it's the NHL and it's their job. And you have to kind of find another gear. It's just hard. And they had some bad luck tonight again. And I know you guys are going to probably go in on them a little bit harder than I am right now. But the fact of the matter is they had a decent effort. For me, the one thing that I just don't like at all, and we're going to talk about it at length shortly, is the power play. That's killing you. It is. It's hurting you badly. You got to figure that out quickly. Power plays are fluky. They're like the yips in golf or in any sport. They just come out of nowhere sometimes, and it's hard to fix them, and then you get in your head. And we'll talk about that in a moment, but as we always do, let's start with a 30,000-foot view. Rudo, we'll start with you.
I'm going to be very negative on this show. This is the best thing that could have happened to the Colorado Avalanche. I think tonight is extremely important for Colorado because
the state as a whole.
The state as a whole. The Colorado goes as the Avalanche go, as they say. Look, the Colorado Avalanche learned a real lesson tonight. You've had an entire season up to this point where every flaw, every mistake gets bailed out by, our goaltending was bad.
Okay. Yep.
Tonight, the goaltending was fine, and you had a garbage effort from your skaters. Excuses or not, it was garbage. It needs to be better. You learned the hard way tonight. If you learn the lesson, you'll be fine. I'm not worried long term, but learn the lesson.
30,000-foot view there, Lacroix.
Yeah, I'll go quick. I mean, I thought Blackwood was excellent.
Agreed.
I didn't, the power play, obviously, we'll talk about it at length. It's starting to bother me. I said it after the second period there on that Twitter little bit there. I got my thoughts on it, but I think tonight it's probably the single biggest component of your loss is the power play. But yeah, I mean, for me, somewhere, somehow, if you're not the hungriest team, and I understand like the being sick and everything, but clearly they weren't the hungriest team. Clearly they weren't the hardest working team, and it's going to cost you.
Get to the power play in a moment. No. Tubes, that's not it. We'll talk about that.
Bednar doesn't run the power play, for the record. If you're upset with the coaching of the power play, you should blame Ray Bennett.
And also, like, I'm sorry, like we're not going there. Guys improvise and adapt. Like we're not blaming coaches here. I'm not doing that. I'm not entertaining that.
I don't think tonight's the night for that, for sure.
I'm not entertaining that at all. Let's start. Let's start because of me. Positive. Let's start there. Because Rudo, you put it out in your tweet a little bit, like, we got to see how Blackwood does in his second game. Blackwood was fine tonight.
Agreed.
Fine tonight.
Blackwood is the guy giving the Avs no excuses tonight.
Yep.
Cool. You beat Nashville and you played really well against them. I feel good about that. But you want to go up against a real team, a team like a Vancouver that is shooting a very high shooting percentage this year. And Blackwood played well. I don't think the first goal against is perfect from him, but he also didn't get any help from his defense on that goal. And the second goal, what's he supposed to do? The Avs give up a clean breakaway. You had a loss in which your goaltender gave up a 900 save. It was like a 920, I think he ended the game with. You end up with an empty netter that goes in. That's not his fault. But that has happened once this year, I think. But before Blackwood was a part of the team, I think they had one game, the 1-0 loss to Winnipeg, where your goaltender gave you a 900 and you lost. This, to me, and yes, it's 2 games. It's a small sample size. Don't read too much into it. But Blackwood looked good. This is a guy who you can rely on night in and night out. He is none of the problem of what you had tonight. He is a guy who gave you a chance in this hockey game, and the team in front of him let him down. The Habs have not had enough of this tonight. There are other problems in the Avalanche that we haven't talked about as much over the first 30 games of the season because goaltending influenced everything. The well was poisoned in the Avalanche organization because of the poor goaltending. That well has been disinfected, and now we can take a real hard look at games like tonight, which, yes, there are valid excuses. Yes, the Avs were sick. That still wasn't good enough.
Let's move it forward, position by position here, break that down a little bit. And then I want to go to the power play. I've got some big questions to ask the both of you, specifically you, Eric, on the power play. So kind of sort of get your head in that mind frame of power play and kind of what you would do, because I'm going to ask you that question directly coming up. But Blackwood, good. Goaltending, good. Great. We've got that squared. Let's move out a little bit and just hit both positions, defense and then offense in terms of what you saw tonight. And bring some numbers up here, Rudo.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, grab your analytics. I'll start with you, Eric. What were your thoughts defensively tonight on a whole? What did you like and what did you not?
Well, I mean, as a whole, like I said, I don't think the Avalanche gave up much. I mean, in the first couple of periods, they do give up a few grade A chances. Again, you're playing against a team that made the playoffs last year, a team that's probably going to make the playoffs this year. You played against a team that was called out by their head coach, former Avalanche assistant coach Rick Tocchet, in the papers, in the media the last couple of days about the lack of getting involved. And I tell you one thing, as far as the defense goes and the defensive play, yeah, they gave up a few, and it ties into Blackwood a little bit. I can tell you that sitting watching the game there, first and second period, I was like, okay, what time? 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left. Remember that one. I caught myself saying that 5-6 times. Remember that one, because he was keeping it at 1-0. That's the one thing you can do is try to get your goalie to give you that chance. Were they going to give up a few chances? Absolutely. Elias Pettersson, Miller, guys like that. Listen, DeBrusk is on fire the last 10 games. You knew you were going to give some chances, and that's why they went and got Blackwood. So for me, Blackwood, again, I'm tying in again to the goaltending. I thought he was more than fine. He was outstanding in a sense that, yeah, he gets beat on the breakaway, and Kiefer Sherwood was, I don't know what the word is tonight, but he was unbelievable. And then he scores that goal in the second period. And in the first period there on that, he makes a couple saves on that first goal. Then you have 5 guys that are not boxing out. They're letting the guy walk right in. And Sherwood, again, was outstanding. And he finds a way to put his stick there where it's almost impossible for a goalie to even know that the puck's right there. So defensively, the Avs are more than fine. Forget about that extra goal there. You're talking about 2 or less. Rudo says that all the time about a goalie. If he gives up 2 or less, he's probably had a good game. So I thought he had a great game. But as a whole, the defensive side of things, yeah, they gave up some chances. But I don't remember how many power plays they were. Sorry, no, not power plays. I'm PK. Sorry, probably 1, yeah. And again, it was more than fine, so there was not an issue. I don't have an issue tonight with the defensive side of things. I don't have an issue with the goaltending. To answer your question about the defensive side of the puck, like the defense.
Okay. Defense for you. And we talked about who had the best possession tonight also.
Your best possession players tonight were Calvin DeHaan and Ty Felhaber. And good for them. They played well. Those are guys that you're asking to get the puck going in the right direction. You're not asking them to produce. You're asking them to not lose you the game. Despite the first goal of the night, they did that job.
Yep.
They did not get beat tonight. Your best players were bad. Actively bad for the first two periods, and their numbers look a little bit better because of the third period.
And again, I know we'll talk about this in a little bit, but I'll throw it in there. They were on their heels from the start.
They were.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You can't play that way. This team can't play that way.
It's a big problem.
Can't be coming up. Can't be trying to play catch up for 6 minutes.
You have to find a way to play better first periods. You have to, especially the Avs' best players, have to find a way to play a better first period. You cannot put yourself in holes like this and expect to win every night. The Avs are so good that they get away with it a lot of the time. But this is what it looks like when they don't get away with it. And the Avs' best players were just, frankly, they didn't have it tonight. And sure, maybe they're sick. Maybe they have these problems. Cool. I went and worked my minimum wage job and worked my ass off when I get sick.
Yeah.
These dudes genuinely, I'm not joking. These dudes make 1,000 times more than what I make right now. Show up and do your job. I don't care if you're sick. I don't care if you're going through whatever. You get paid so much money that this is what you're supposed to do. And frankly, the job was not good enough from the Avs' best players. You're Keaton Middleton. You make most nights less than $70,000 a year because you play in the minors. You're up in the NHL making a good paycheck. And guess what? He showed up and played well tonight. Calvin DeHaan, your veteran defenseman, showed up and played well tonight. Your guys that you pay to win games, not good enough tonight. Unacceptable.
Do I have time before the first break? Sorry, I didn't even look at what the time is.
You have time after the second.
But you keep that in mind, and I'm betting that you will.
See how much of a pro I am? Sick.
You are a bro. And by the way, you know who else is our bro? Bro? There are bros over at Bet365 because with Bet365, it is never ordinary, and they are now the official partner of the Denver Nuggets and the Colorado Avalanche. And when you sign up, use code DNVR365. You get yourself a little bit of extra. By the way, guess.
None. Over. Tough, buddy.
Do you have is there any? Can I borrow a little cash?
You can sell that whiskey. I got you.
You did give me a really nice present for Christmas. We'll talk about that later. Every day, Bet365 is powering up the odds on hundreds of bets to give you a chance to win over 10,000 boosts every single month. They boost specific markets, winnings, parlays. Make sure you keep your eye out for specific DNVR boosts. I do, and I'm not winning right now, but that's okay. It's just a little string of luck. Also with Bet365's early payout, especially in the NHL, if your team goes up by 3 goals or more, boom, you're an instant winner. It's a ton of fun. You don't have to throw a lot of money at it. Honestly, it's just a good time to keep yourself engaged a little bit. I really, truthfully love it, enjoy it. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you deposit $10 and bet $5. It's that easy. Just enter that code DNVR365 and you are good to go. Whatever. It's never ordinary at Bet365. I may be struggling a little bit right now, but I'm still playing with house money on my bonus set I got when I signed up, and we're not done yet. We got a little left in the tank, and we're going to make it work tomorrow. Remember that you must be 21 plus and physically located in the state of Colorado. Please remember to gamble responsibly, and if you or someone you know thinks or has a gambling problem, make sure you go ahead and call 1-800-GAMBLER today. You can also text that number to make sure you get the help you need.
Once you've made some money on Bet365, make sure you're going to your Toyota dealerships locally. That's the place to go. Yeah. Well, you'll win. You'll be up some, and you'll think, you know what? I should buy a Toyota.
Let's get a new car.
Someone already bought a new car here, and it wasn't me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just saying. When you do look for your new cars, that's where Toyota comes into play. They have a car for everyone. Trucks, SUVs, sedans, crossovers, you name it. Toyota's got them all, and you can get them at your Front Range dealerships, not just to be a Toyota fan. They're also the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche and the official vehicle of DNVR. So you're supporting everybody when you go get a Toyota, whether it's one of their 17 different all-wheel drive vehicles or one of their 16 different hybrid vehicles. Whatever you need, Toyota has you covered, top to bottom. Do not sleep on these guys. I highly recommend. I know everyone thinks, oh, well, a vehicle's a vehicle. It's not the case. Toyota makes sure you get the best vehicles out there, whatever your options might be. So make sure you get over to your local Toyota dealerships, including, but not limited to, AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Stevenson Toyota in Lakewood, and Stevenson Toyota in Aurora. You can go to either of those. Jump on with both of those. And, if you're a person who doesn't necessarily live in Denver, which I'm not, you can give Groove Toyota in Littleton, of course, Mountain States Toyota. If you're actually in Denver, any of the options above gets you the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche. Jump in with Toyota today.
Good job, Rudo.
I do my best.
By the way, it's your birthday in less than a half an hour.
It's about 26 minutes.
Yeah. Everybody give throw some likes in there. Let's get Rudo. See if we can get to 100 likes, even though we lost this game. Let's try to get 100 likes by midnight so we can have a birthday shot with Rudo. How about that?
I'll do a birthday shot. I'm in.
And we'll do it on top of Max Lacroix's birthday as well. So double birthday shots. If you could do it, that'd be great. That'd be great. Okay. Talked about goaltending. Talked about a power play a little bit, but I want to go back to this, and this is where, I want to bring you in as a guy that, one of the smartest hockey guys I know, played in the NHL. You and me talk hockey pretty much 24/7 and have for quite some time. What do you put the hat on? What do you change on the power play? What is the answer to fixing this quickly? Give me the coach, give me the player. I want to know what the fix is.
Well, it's very simple. I'll be a coach here, and I've seen this. It go back to the early days of the Avalanche, right? The Sakic, Forsbergs, and Sandis Ozolinsh, and the Claude Lemieux, and Valerie Kaminsky, Mike Ricci. I had an abundance of players to play on the power play. We had it a little differently. And Rudo knows where I'm going to go with this one a little bit because I've been preaching it for a couple of years, but. When you are stacked like this, I believe in 2 units. That's just me. And you're gonna say, yeah, but you can't do that when you have Rantanen and McKinnon. No, you can. I'm sorry. We had Sakic, Forsberg. There's a way to do it, and I can tell you that they weren't always together. Yeah, a lot of times they were, but a lot of times they weren't. And I got no problem when you're humming at 40, 50%, like in a month. Like, I got no problem. You want to stay out there 1 unit, 2 minutes? I got no problem. I have no issues. I get it. Even though that's not my ammo, I don't like it. But now you're starting to have a little bit of a problem because this is starting to be a little bit what you are. This is it's bigger than the slump right now. This is starting to hurt the outcome of a game. Obviously tonight, that's the game-winning goal. That's the DNVR play of the game. Against the Avalanche. So at some point, you're gonna, I didn't want to say the DNVR turning point, but it was. So at some point, the way you do it is, I said it the other day, they are artists, and they're top of the league and as players, and sometimes, that can be to your detriment, because you believe so much in what you can do as an individual, and your skill is so much higher than anybody else around the league that you lose track a little bit of what you do. Listen, Ray is in charge of the power play. You can tell those guys that make 10, 12 million bucks a year what to do. At some point, they're like little teenagers, to be honest with you, and they will do as they please. And that's just the way it is. It's a reality. And that's the reality of an artist. I do believe you have to live with it at times. You have to let them be creative. You can give them parameters. But right now it's not working. So when it's not working, I'm a firm believer in simplicity, and I'm a firm believer in shot volume. Bring it up top and rip the puck. It will create havoc. It will create a deflection. It will create a broken play, which is the toughest thing to break. You cannot defend broken plays. You can't. You, as a D, your skates are now facing the goalie, your own goalie, not the opposition's goalie, and all hell breaks loose. And you know, next thing you know, you're getting an ugly one, and then you're getting off the schneid. And right now, it's in their heads. Right now, they're trying to be cute. They're trying to be so perfect, and I freaking hate that stupid pass in the middle. Like I told you guys, I can't stand it to the bumper. Yeah, once you've spread out the D, once you've spread out the box, I got no problem. All of a sudden, give it a
passing in general tonight was also an issue.
Not great, Bob.
But I just want to finish my point though on the power play. And then once you're doing that, once you accomplish like simplicity, I don't care that you're a high-end skilled player. You know, I don't care that you're very skilled. There's one thing for you. Ask me. Now I'm putting my hat of a manager because I didn't belong on the power play, but I've seen a lot of them from the bench. But as a manager, the one thing you look for especially when you are in a slump, because when you're humming, everything falls together, is are you the hardest working unit out there, or is the PK that you're playing against harder working than you? And if the answer that's the PK is working harder than you, you're in trouble. And the Avalanche right now are in trouble with their power play, because I agree with Rudo. You're sick or not sick, or I get it. It stinks. But think about that. Whenever a guy's injured, they're like, it's okay. He's not 100%, but when he goes on the power play, then we can use him on the power play. And then, because it's easy on the power play, there's 5 of you and 4 of them. All you have to do is work harder, and then you have an advantage. That's why it's called the power play. So right now, this is the type of game that if you could adjust all of a sudden, use the power play to get you in the game or to get you ahead in the game, and you're under the weather, you wouldn't have to work, you know what I mean, like, so to speak, at 5-on-5, because the special team got you in there. So tonight, by being under the weather and by being actually really underwater on the power play, because when you give up the DNVR play of the game on that, it's just not acceptable. And that's where I go, and at some point you have to change up a few things right now, because you have to let them know hey, I don't care. If you're not humming and if you're not going, you're not staying there 2 minutes. And it's just not going to work, because you're not even a threat.
Yeah. Frankly, I think Eric put it very well, but there's 2 things that I specifically want to hone on the power play. Number one, yeah, you're right. The Avs' best players are artists, and they're painting the walls. They moved off the canvas, and they're in Narnia doing crazy stuff right now. You got to rein them in, and you got to get them back on the canvas to paint the walls. You want to make the perfect play. You want to make plays that your shooting percentage is 100% on. Guess what? If you're shooting 100%, you should shoot the puck more. Get it together. This is not sustainable, and it's the Avs' own fault. You look at the best unit, the number 1 unit on the Avs power play, and they should be, if not the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous units on the power play, and they refuse to shoot the puck in dangerous areas. Yep. They refuse to make simple quality plays. And Eric's exactly right. You should put a stipulation on this top unit. You have 45 seconds. If you get less than 3 shots on goal in 45 seconds, go take a seat, because this is not good enough. You cannot pass the puck around for 40 seconds and not end up with a goal. When you're working at a 30+% power play, great. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not going to get in your way. When you're working at a sub 10% rate in your last 50 power plays, figure it out. Get simple. Get pucks to the net. You cannot score if you do not shoot, unless you're the Utah Hockey Club, but not important. You have to put the puck on net to have the opportunity to score, and the Avs' top power play unit is simply not putting the puck on net enough.
And I think
it's just one last point. One last point on this.
How dare you step on
Remember how much we harped on a bad goal, how deflating it is. Like, a bad goal against, it's just deflating. And it just, right now when it gets to this point, because don't kid yourself, everyone feels it. Not just the top guys, but the other guys, the coaching staff. You're feeling it. It's deflating. And what you're doing is you give momentum and you give energy to the other team, because now they feel that, they're not going to tell themselves that the Avs power play is stinky right now. They tell themselves, hey, it's 3 of the top 10 players in the National Hockey League, the leading scorer in the National Hockey League, and we just shut them down on the PP. That's how you look at it. Then you start to feel that you have some energy. And so on one hand, it's sinking you like a bad goal against. And on the other hand, it's just charging and boosting you. So it's a very important piece of a game.
The Avs power play went -1 tonight. There's nothing to say. You had 4 power play opportunities and you gave up a goal. That's bad. That's not just bad. That's terrible. That's the things that bad hockey teams do. You cannot realistically expect to win games when your power play is not only not helping you, but actively hurting you.
So again, everybody's danced around it. How do you fix it?
You can't.
Just say,
you can't.
Well, you fix it. No, you fix it. You simplify it and you put pucks on net. That's how you fix it.
Yes, correct. That's how you fix it. There is no, just do this. There is, when do the Avs best players want to decide to play the right way? That's it. That's the story. There's nothing Jared Bednar can say. There's nothing Ray Bennett can say. There are 3 elite players on the Avalanche power play that you look to and say, do you want to do your job or not? Go do your job. Because right now they're not doing the job on the power play.
Again, I'm going to tell you one thing. It's like, listen, I have teenagers, obviously. I got 3. And there's a lot of parents out there. As a hockey player, the one thing and only thing you can do to make them understand and to take their stubbornness away is what? Is their ice time.
The ice time. Yep.
That's it. I don't care what people say. And you're going to say, you're going to bench him. That's not what I said. It's not what I said. I'm saying there's 2 minutes on the power play. There's a lot of people. Jared Bednar said last game, a lot of the guys on the second unit should be on first units in any team in the National Hockey League. So you know what? You want to play this way? We're going to form 2 units, and they're going to see a little bit of competition. It's your own doing. It's your own doing. And the one thing you can do to make people understand, make them do, is take away their ice time. And that's what I'm trying to say. All of a sudden, you take away the cookies, it hurts. It hurts because I'll tell you one thing. There's a lot of guys on that second unit that would love to get out there.
Eric,
they want the cookies too.
I think what you're trying to say is stop living poorly and start living well. I think that's what you're getting at here. Mm-hmm. And the fact is, Live Well wants all of you to live well. They want to get access to cannabis to everybody because that's just what they want to do. They want to make sure everyone's on the right side of life. You know what I'm saying? 25 different locations for Live Well in Colorado to get you access to your cannabis with ease, whether that's ordering for pickup online at livewell.com or going in store and using code even DNVR25 to get 25% off any item that's not on sale already. Get with Live Well today. You can get with their personnel. Their staff will let you know whatever you need to know, whether you're a super experienced weed smoker like Tiff, who says, don't talk to me, I know exactly what I want. Or if you're brand new to it, like...
That's not true at all. I would never.
Or if you're brand new like me and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Give me a good product. They have you covered. Yeah, they'll tell you what you need, whether it's flowers, topicals, gummies, whatever it is. Live Well has you covered. So make sure you get with Live Well today. Again, make your life easy. Order online at livewell.com and make sure you use code DNVR in store to get 25% off your purchase at Live Well.
Good job, buddy. That was sexy. as all hell.
Yeah, not as sexy as what's coming, I suspect.
Oh, and I'm talking about
Yeah.
Sexy Pizza, who will also be at all of the remaining DNVR Broncos tailgates. I was so ready to just nail that, and I just bobbled it at the line because it's 11:45 at night. But Sexy Pizza is amazing, and we're so happy to have them as a sponsor. Again, they will be at all of the remaining Broncos tailgates, so make sure you check those out. We'll talk more about the DNVR events later coming up, but they are more than your average by-the-slice pizza place. They do so much more because of their top quality ingredients, top quality eats, but also just the fact that they're so dedicated to the community and bringing it every single time, because philanthropy is maybe even just above the quality of their pizza, and with both, you're getting just everything you want. Their enduring dedication to philanthropy and the arts has bolstered their rapport with the communities that they serve, enhancing their reputation as a positive influence throughout. Sexy Pizza supports a ton of nonprofits, from teams and charities to schools and middle schools and whatnot. They're always doing something to give back to the community, and they have a ton of locations that will serve you. They offer fundraiser days throughout the year, and they donate 15% of total net sales from one of our locations to the highlighted group for that specific date. All you have to do is take a look at their everyday specials, because they sell slices all day, every single day. The base special comes with a fountain drink, but that can be upgraded to alcoholic beverages at select locations. DNVR fans receive 15% off when they use code DNVR15 online or in store. Sexy Pizza, serving sustainability, community, and hand-tossed pizza in Colorado.
I have to officially apologize to our boy Joey. I'm not kidding. He asked me last night if we had a code for Sexy Pizza.
And you said no.
And I said no.
Okay.
And this morning, our sales team posts a message in our group chat and is like, hey, by the way, DNVR 15 for 15% off at Sexy Pizza. I'm sorry, Joey. You should have waited 24 hours.
It's new. Yeah, it's super new. But DNVR 15 gets you 15% off. I got to be honest, I have not tried Sexy Pizza yet. I've been trying to be a little bit healthier.
They're good. Understandable.
But yeah, I will hit Sexy Pizza up. I was craving pizza tonight, and I actually was like, you guys had eaten already. I hadn't eaten today because I was dealing with drama.
Yeah.
But I was gonna be like, dude, we should get a Sexy Pizza delivered to the studio.
Was maybe the play, to be honest.
All right, so maybe we do that on the next.
Yeah, that's a Wednesday. Would they play Wednesday? I think they play Wednesday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Wednesday off. So Thursday. Let's do Sexy Pizza Thursday.
Let's do it. I'm in.
All right. Tiff.
And Joey, he knew the code, just so you know. He's lying to you.
Okay, we've been grinding on the power play for a little bit. There's a few other things I want to talk about. We got a little bit of time left here.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of time left here, actually, about 25 minutes. Let's pivot just a smidge. I want to look at the schedule ahead in a moment, but before we do that, we talked a lot about the Makar and Hughes battle coming into tonight. Why don't we just look at that a little bit? E, what were your thoughts on the two of those guys? In the pregame show, we obviously talked a lot, and you brought it up as well on Hockey and the Rockies. The comparison between the two of them, the head-to-head. What did you see tonight from both of them objectively?
Well, honestly, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, so I didn't look at them.
Nah, you go eye test.
I'm gonna give you my eye test. I thought they were both okay. You know, both of them didn't really jump at me to go like, oh wow, you know what I mean? Like, so if you've never seen Cale Makar play hockey and this was your first time, you're probably like, whatever, he's involved. But I mean, it was okay. I'd say the same thing about Quinn Hughes. Both of them, and again, Quinn Hughes only had one power play, so it didn't really have a chance to show his talent on display in that aspect of the game. The Avalanche, Makar with 4 power plays, obviously he's part of the group, and you know he's no different than the other 4 guys on the ice with him, and they didn't really deliver tonight as a power play or as a top end guy. I thought they were both okay. I wouldn't say that they were bad. I'd say that they were average, and they left a lot on the table if you're a fan watching that, sideshow, so to speak, of two Norris trophy guys going at it. I thought it was a lackluster showdown, you know what I mean, so to speak.
Yeah, neither of them were particularly good tonight. Hughes ends up picking up an assist on the empty net goal. Whoop-de-doo. His actual play was not particularly effective for Vancouver. And Cale Makar, I think there was a better individual effort from Cale Makar tonight, but that means exactly nothing when you lose a game 3-1.
He looked frustrated at times tonight. You don't see him frustrated too often, but tonight he seemed a smidge.
Yeah, because he was surrounded by two of the best players on the planet who lead the league in scoring, and they decided they didn't want to do it tonight.
Right.
And I'm sorry. Mikko Rantanen is one of my favorite players on the planet. I adore Mikko Rantanen and his play when he plays well.
Yep.
Yeah. Are they sick? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a little bit harder to do the job tonight. They didn't show up for 45 minutes of this game. They did not show up. And when you're down 2-0 and you think, oh, we'll turn it on for the last 15 minutes. I'm sorry. This is the result you get. This is what you deserve tonight. This is what you earned. You cannot continue to play 20 minutes of good hockey per night and expect to win hockey games.
Right.
It's that simple.
Something I want to touch on that we haven't really touched on it. Maybe I'm jumping a little bit, but go ahead, ask me what I didn't like at the start of the game.
Hey, Eric.
Everything, buddy.
If you could go to the start of the game, what was it you didn't like?
That's a good question, Nick.
Thanks, buddy. I feel like we're on the same page sometimes. Like, I know what you want me to ask you, and I'm just like, like I feel like this is what he wants.
How do you know?
I just like we've been friends for a long time, Like it just happens. It's like a thing. Like I bet you, like I know what he's gonna say next.
I didn't like the drop of the puck.
He didn't like the drop of the puck.
No, of course.
Yeah. Right away, number 9, Miller. Obviously been away from the team, just came back, right, a couple games ago, whatever it is, for personal reasons. And he was a man on a mission. Go back and look at that play there. He almost scores on the drop of the puck there. He's like, I'm going to dominate tonight. And I can tell you, listen, Rick Tocchet is a good friend of mine. I play with him. We work together with the Avalanche. I really love Rick Tocchet, the player. I really love Rick Tocchet, the coach. I can tell you, combine that to footy, another good friend of mine, that's a rough and tough. His numbers in the rafters, right, for the Avalanche, not because of his slap shot or whatever. It's because of the way he played, the hardness that he brought to the game. And right away, I was like, oh boy, they're in for a dogfight tonight. I felt that the Vancouver Canucks, led by Miller's first shift there, really manhandle the Avalanche physically. I felt that Miller went after McKinnon there on the second shift or third shift, like behind the net there, which is fine. I'm telling you, that's
all night long tonight. I mean, he
was physically awesome.
Yeah,
JT Miller was great tonight.
I agree.
I hope he was the first star of the game because I thought he was outstanding for setting the tone for his team on a home match, and everything was clean, everything was hard, everything was intense. He hit Lehkonen, popped off his helmet there. I'm telling you right now, if you're the rest of the league, sick or not, maybe you take a page out of the Vancouver Canucks tonight on how to play the Avalanche. Because wasn't a lot of sandpaper. Yeah, they have all the talent in the world, but sometimes you can't just win the game on talent, especially if your power play is going to sleep. I understand somebody said there's ebbs and flows on the power plays in the season. No, I get. I mean, we all get that. That's a fair point. That's a good point. But right now, it's pretty low. And it's not like it's like 2 games. It's a while now. So at some point, and if you're gonna go and play the game that way at 5-on-4, at 5-on-5, you better be a little bit more of a junkyard dog. And you're gonna say, yeah, but they're not built that way. You know what? They can be built that way. I saw Mikko. You just said that to your point, Rudo. The third period, all of a sudden, like chasing pucks and being mad, and it was too late. So if you're gonna wait till the third period or being down before you can elevate your game, That's not how it works. And why they've had success lately, because this is not panic time. This is just 2 losses out of 3. But where they've had success is when they take leads. It's a different team. The Avalanche, when they take a lead, it's a tough team to play against. And tonight, the Junkyard Dogs were on the other side. Maybe our Junkyard Dogs were sick, like we were talking about. I don't know. But if you're asking me today, what would you add at the deadline right now? I would tell you I'm adding some sandpaper because we have enough skill.
Can I ask a really stupid rhetorical question?
There are no stupid questions.
This one is
stupid answers.
This one is stupid.
Okay.
Have you ever been sick before?
Yeah.
So my point being, if you've ever played a sport while sick, you should understand this. You start off okay. You might feel sick, but you start off with some energy. And by the time you get to the end of the game, when you're feeling sick, you have nothing left in the tank. There is no go there. And the Avs put themselves behind in a game where they were under the weather.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, look, it's simple. Like it's human nature, right? When you don't have anything left in the tank, there's nothing to do. Yes, the Avs scored a goal with 45 seconds. Garbage time goal meant nothing. The Avs did not put themselves in a competitive situation to win this game because their best players did not show up for the first 30 minutes of the game.
Well, that's where we were going next. It was talking about production out of the top 6.
100%. 100% your top 6 didn't give you enough tonight. Yeah. The first goal is against your fourth line, whatever. They're not very good. You need better. Sure. I think that's true. But the fourth line is irrelevant if your best lines don't play well. You will not win the game if your fourth line plays well and your top 6 doesn't. They're not losing you the game. If your top line isn't winning you the game, you aren't winning the game most nights. That's the reality of the situation for the Avs. And your top line did not win you the game tonight. Your second line did not win you to the game tonight. They did not play well enough. And fine, whatever. Eric's right. If you look at the grand scheme, this game does not mean a whole lot. I'm not particularly worried about the Avalanche long term.
No.
But tonight was bad. You cannot look at tonight and say, wow, I'm happy with the Colorado Avalanche and how they played tonight. No, not okay. Not to take anything away from the Ty Felhabers and the Calvin DeHaans of the world. If your third pairing defenseman and your fourth line winger are your best 2 players on the night, you had a bad night. Full stop. You did not have a good night.
You're not winning.
Fact.
And we're talking about this. The reason we're talking about this is because this is it's a post-game show about this game. Right? You know what I mean? And that's why we're that's why we're talking about it.
Tonight there is very little beyond Mackenzie Blackwood that you should be happy about. Full stop.
I really thought that Ty at his first NHL goal, I thought that would have been a 6 story. He had Myers' chest.
You gave up a hat trick to Kiefer Sherwood tonight. Kiefer Sherwood.
I had to look him up.
He played for the Avs. And you know what he did for the Avs? Not much.
He was pretty chill tonight, though.
Yeah. I need some of the Coors Light right now. I'm not even going to lie to you.
The mounds turned blue.
Look, I wish the Avs didn't flew from suffocation tonight, but thankfully the Coors Light doesn't suffocate you. It makes you chill. Choose chill with Coors Light.
I don't like suffocating, Rudo.
I like drinking beer a lot more than I like suffocating. I tell you what, right there. Hit it up. Go get yourself a Coors Light. The Coors Light gives you the big picture. That's what I'm telling you. Tonight sucked, but big picture, the Avs will be fine. With a Coors Light in your hand, you might recognize that. Jump on it. Go get yourself some. Obviously, Coors Light available everywhere, but you can get it delivered right to your front door at CoorsLight.com/DNVR, thanks to Instacart. Once you jump on that, you'll be good to go. Coors Light makes hockey games better. I'm probably heavily negative on tonight's game.
You are, yes.
But a Coors Light or 2 makes me think, you know what? Tonight sucks, but the Avs will be fine because they will be. This is not a hockey team that's going to show up every night like this. And it's unfortunate that they showed up the way they did tonight, but a Coors Light will make you remember that they're a good hockey team. The same way Coors Light is good. Go drink it yourself. Get yourself over to your Coors Light at whatever your local liquor store is, or, I'm a millennial. I like getting stuff delivered. CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Please drink responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
If you come to a DNVR event, there's a darn good chance that you'll have a cold, refreshing Coors Light, and you'll probably do it with our boy Rudo. We've got some really cool events coming up for the Avs specifically. We've got a takeover coming, and you're going to be hanging out in a suite at Paul Arena. We'll have those dates very soon for you. Make sure you're keeping track on that. But also the tailgates for the Broncos right now, super popular. Watch-alongs going on for everybody. And, of course, you can always get a cool and refreshing Coors Light when you come and hang out at the DNVR bar on Colfax and York, which is where we are broadcasting from pretty much all the dang time. So make sure you are jumping in and figuring out where you come hang out with the very, very cool DNVR crew. All of us have a really good time. It's all a really cool family here. The events are awesome. You can come chill. Everybody has a really great time. Just follow us on social at DNVR Sports, or you can go to thednvr.com/events to check out the calendar and find out what we're doing and when we're doing it. We'll have information on that next takeover from the Avs very soon. Always some cool guests that come along and hang out. They'll pop by the suite. You'll get a chance to really enjoy a hockey game with the team that covers the team. And probably, most certainly, nobody does it better than us. And by the way, real quick, before you say anything.
Yeah.
Big ol' happy birthday to our boy Rudo. Officially the 17th of December. Oh, look at that finger. He's giving me the finger. Big ol' happy birthday to Rudo, everybody. Make sure you give him a little bit of love. Pretty awesome. Been awesome getting to know you, getting to hang with you. Certainly very cool for me to get to talk hockey with you. I've been talking hockey with a lot of really cool people in my day, and getting to do it with you is a highlight for me.
Always blessed. Happy to celebrate my birthday with the DNVR crew. It's the best place to be.
We'll do it again tomorrow. We're not going to bed tonight.
I know. It's gonna be brutal.
Pizza. We're gonna watch movies. We're gonna build a gingerbread house.
All right,
we're gonna write a book. We're gonna do coloring. It's gonna be so much fun. We're playing games.
You sound like Jim. You sound like Jim Carrey, the cable guy, right now.
It's gonna be fun. Oh, I'm not leaving his side for at least 24 hours. Yeah. Hank, you want to watch along? We'll send you the link.
I think there was an interesting comment in the chat by Dom. If you scroll up a little bit, Tiff. You scrolled too far. What separates the Colorado Avalanche from the Leaf, especially Leafs with the extensions coming for some players? Very, very, very simple conversation. And I'm not excusing the play they had tonight. You know how many cups Austin Matthews has?
He's got none, Bob.
You know how many cups Mitch Marner has? You know how many cups
none, Bob.
Willie Nylander has?
None, Bob. None.
Oh, and Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, and Cale Makar. Oh, they've all won one. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe you should pay winners. You ever thought about paying winners?
Yeah.
I wish someone would pay me like a winner, but I guess I probably have to win first.
Well, you're a winner.
I'm all right.
You're winning.
I do okay. Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, and Cale Makar are worth every penny you pay them. That's my opinion. And that's coming from a guy who thinks tonight was a unmitigated disaster from those players.
Yeah, it wasn't good tonight. And listen, you gotta. I'm gonna be the guy that says, give those. The expectation is that they've got to carry the ball the entire time. And yeah, okay, you're paying winners, you're paying them a lot of money. They need to carry the ball. They do for the most part. Off nights like tonight when I know they're sick, I give them a little bit of grace. I do. I know you guys are not on the same page with me on that, but I give them a little bit of grace. But yeah, you need guys to step up. And in moments, listen, this is where you kind of test your merit a bit. In moments when your top guys might be sick and you're struggling a little bit, this is where you need other guys to kind of be like, okay, well, shit, I got to carry the ball tonight.
Yeah, you would like that. I guess technically Valanciunas scored the one goal. The Avs had neat. Yeah. You didn't get enough from your second line. You didn't get enough from your third line. You didn't get enough from your fourth line.
Yeah, we talked about the top six, but the bottom six also need to do their job.
If the Avs lose this game 2-0 or 2-1 instead, and your top line didn't give up a goal, I think I feel better about the team as a whole tonight. But frankly, I literally said it in the pregame. Your fourth line players are rotatable. If it's Ty Felhaber instead of Nikita Prishchapov or instead of Giovanni Smith, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Well, guess what? That line went -1 tonight. You are actively hurting the team. You have to be better than that. It's not a particularly complicated game every night. Some nights crazy stuff happens. Some night the Utah games happen and bounces don't go your way and whatever.
Yeah.
Tonight the Avs were the worst team and they lost. It's hockey. It happens 20 times a year, but also you don't have to feel good about it.
We got a little bit of time left, and I know tonight might not be the best sample size, and we'll get another look at it in the next 2 games. But what about Felhaber tonight?
He's a guy. He had their best possession metrics. He didn't really play that much hockey.
He didn't take an offensive zone penalty.
Was he better than the other guy? Yeah, probably. Is he going to be a significant impact player for the Avs at all this year? No. And it's nothing against the guy. He played good enough to earn a contract. I'm happy for him. He got into his NHL game. He might play a couple more NHL games. Cool.
I'll play 2 more at least.
Neat. Good for him. I hope he pops off and has a Kiefer Sherwood hat trick in the next 2 games. Realistically, is he a long-term answer to anything for the Avs? No. And so hope for the best for him in the time that he gets, but don't expect anything out of him.
Eric?
Yeah, but the only thing I can say is go back to our summer pods or training camp pods or rookie camp pods, and we talked about silver platter prospects versus self-made prospects, and we always say the silver platter kids, first rounders, will get the opportunities handed to them and see what you do with it. And once you don't answer the bell on those things, then you fall into the pool of everybody else. And then Jared Bernard would tell you, I don't care where you come from. I don't care what round you were drafted. I don't care if you were drafted. And that's where Ty, for example, gets the call instead of somebody else. Maybe Oscar Olofsson or, I know there's a couple injuries down there, but at some point, can you help me today? And they don't care if you were a first round pick. They don't care if you were a second round pick. And that's why I like it. I think it's a cool story. And like Rudo said, who knows where this is going to lead. But the Avalanche felt that this is the best guy to fill in, when needed right now at this time of year with all the injuries the Avs still have up front. And it's a feel-good story. I think it's awesome,
This road trip has 2 more games left on it, including a back-to-back, but we could say those back-to-backs were a moderately easy task based on the fact that it's the San Jose Sharks and the Anaheim Ducks. This is the 5 games that we're looking at the moment. Currently, it's 2 losses and a win with 2 to go. Come away with presumable victories on the 19th in San Jose. A very short jump down the coast on a jet to take on Anaheim in Orange County on the 20th. Both of those teams, not great, Bob. And then you come home for a minute, get a quick rest, have that game on the 22nd at home against the Seattle Kraken, who are also meh. And then you get a nice breather of about 4 days. Christmas, rejuvenated, family time, good eats, good rest. You're at home. Everything is well and good. And then you pick it back up on the 27th. What do we think about the schedule and how it lends itself over the next 3 days or 3 games, excuse me?
If I'm the Colorado Avalanche, I'm not looking ahead of the next one.
Yeah,
you have 2 days off to get over whatever sickness, whatever you're dealing with as a team, and you're playing against the San Jose Sharks on that following. Win that game.
Yeah.
Full stop. If you're looking ahead of winning that game, you're making a mistake.
Yeah.
Go win that game. You can deal with Anaheim. You can deal with Seattle later. When you come off of losses, you cannot think about the future. You think about winning the next one and getting back on track.
Yeah, and you're bang on. And then, as tough as the schedule's been, that means that it's going to get easier at some point. You know what I mean? When you're that much on the road, well, you're going to be that much at home at some point. So, you know what? A little bit more to go on this trip. And then, like Giz said, it's nice to get a little bit of a break. a little bit of 3-4 days where you're just kind of spend time with family and friends and enjoy the holidays, so to speak. It's a lot better than when I was playing. When I was playing, you had the 25th off, and a lot of times wasn't even off. You were flying out somewhere, and you had practice on the 24th anyway. So yeah, it's a nice little break. I think they've done a good job over the last 15 years or so to make it. And then the one point we'll talk about the pregame next game, though, is I didn't like the turnovers tonight. If you look at the game-winning goal there, that's a turnover by McKinnon. That's your top guy, and it goes with what we've been saying about how they had a tough night. And if you look at that third goal, it's a crucial goal. You're going to say it's an empty net. Yeah, it's a turnover by Mikko Rantanen on the wall there, the big moose, and next thing you know, the puck's in your net. So, yeah, turnovers, doesn't matter what league it is. We can talk about that next pregame, like I said, but that was a big factor tonight, in the loss. But, yeah, you regroup. You have a day off, 2 days off. I'm sure they'll have a practice in there somewhere, and then you get yourself ready for the next game. And Rudo's bang on. You got to win it, and that's the only focus you got on right now.
It's not complicated. The Avs are, unfortunately, you're sick, you're hurt, you're whatever. It does not matter anymore. You are 33 games into the season now. Mm-hmm. The excuses don't work anymore. They're valid. Sure. You've had a brutally injured season. Sure. You have dudes throwing up in the locker room. Those are valid excuses, but unfortunately, the standings don't care about your excuses. You have to start winning games. And the Avs have won enough games to keep themselves in competition, in the hunt. But it's time to hunt. You cannot continue to muddle through and blame X, Y, and Z. Your front office has gone out and done the job, right? They said, okay, we clearly see a problem in goal. We've solved it. It's on you to perform now.
Yeah, you got to win these next three.
Yep. Certainly, this back-to-back you should be looking at as 2 wins.
Yeah, you got to win these next three. I definitely the back-to-back, because it's not a traditional back-to-back. I mean, it's like a 30-minute flight from San Jose to Orange County. The boys will be tucked in quick. You have to win the next three, in my opinion. Go grab 6 points, really enjoy the holidays.
Yep.
Bounce back, and then you get another 3 days off. Just grind.
The game on the 27th has some BS to it, but you get 3 days off after that, so whatever.
Dig in. Eric, final thoughts tonight, buddy.
Well, if you're sick, then go back to the hotel tonight. Sleep. Don't go to the Roxy. Legendary bar in Vancouver.
True enough.
Legendary bar in Vancouver. Ooh, I've been there for a night or two. Final thoughts.
Again, we have to get to super chats overtime here, which, by the way, if you're watching us on Xfinity, it's the end of our time. We'll see you soon. Come watch us on YouTube. Look, the Avs are a better hockey team than they played tonight. I think there are excuses, and even with my unhappiness with the game, this game does not worry me at all. If anything, I'm actually encouraged by what we saw from Mackenzie Blackwood tonight, and we know the Avs will show up more nights than not, so they'll be fine. With the super chats, we have $14 from Drew, who says, well, with a performance like that, I can use words, it's a good thing it's our B-Day today, Rudo. Gives us an excuse to drink, LOL. Happy birthday to us, and thanks for all the coverage, guys. Cheers.
Happy birthday to you,
happy
Drew. Birthday, Drew.
Good time. December 17th, gang. What's up? We have $5 from Sparky, who says happy birthday. Thank you very much, Sparky. €6 from Ludovic, our guy from Paris, and then gives us 12 more euros. Crazy, man. High five from your French buddy over at Paris, France. Hanging out with you in the Dallas game was the coolest ever. Special hello to my French teammate Eric, and a big kiss to Tiff.
Let's go. It was so good seeing you. Glad you got back home safe.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ludovic. Look, be as upset as you want with this game. I certainly am. The Avs are better than this. I think I know that. I think you know that. Hopefully they show it in the next ones.
They will. Stay positive. For everybody in the chat, that's a little doom and gloom. You don't do that. Come on. Find the positive. It's going to be fine. These guys are fine. This is a good team. It's going to be a long spring and hopefully a lot of fun this summer. Eric, if you're getting as many calls from around the league in terms of players and management that I am that are like, whoa, I think they're going to be just fine.
Listen, what they did last week really it puts the league on note. It does.
All right, I thought so. Your phone is ringing. I'm guessing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Same. Yeah. All right, listen, guys. You're amazing. You're wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Got a fun one tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be a fun show over at Breck Brew.
Brew, the farmhouse.
1:15, by the way. If you're watching live, we're going about 45 minutes early. So.
Yep. So we will see you guys. Fun to be on site. If you're in the area, go ahead and stop by in Littleton.
Yep.
Breck Brew Farmhouse. We will be there. Have a fun show for you tomorrow. Make sure you join us, and then it's right back to action. We're with you all week long. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, following, all of the wonderful things. If you're not a diehard yet, now's the time to do it. This is the best coverage of this team that you will get, and I mean it, from any outlet. From the articles that AJ writes to the insight that Eric, as a former management and player in the NHL, brings to Rudo's inept knowledge, Tiff's rock star stuff. I bring a little bit here and there, but
Freudian
at the end of the day,
there?
at the end of the day, like, this is where you want to be. This is where you're getting the honest opinion of this team. So make sure you're hanging out with us. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're enjoying the holiday spirit. I hope it's found you all. Please make sure you call your loved ones, tell them you said hello, and do something to make somebody's life better today, tomorrow, and every day. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.
We all silly like the mayor.